Ladies and gents, welcome to the 2 Cents. I am Brand, your host as usual. We got the brothers back in the building with us. We got Zoe the God.
Yo, what's good? You know what I mean? Round 2 bracket. You know what I mean? We'll see what's up with it.
Man, we got Radamez, not from Juice, but from New Jersey, baby. Back in the house with us. What up, bro?
What up? My first time on my late the bracket conversation, but still glad to be a part of it. And Brandon, I'm not trying to be extra. It's Radimus. Juice butchered my name for a whole population of people. So
definitely.
I blame Tupac.
No, I thought you did it on purpose for the Tupac.
Yeah, well, I did do it. I did it on purpose for Juice, but
oh, then I'm behind. Then I'm just behind. That's my bad.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, man. So we're back again. Round 2 is coming to a close. We just want to, give a shout out to everybody for voting. We definitely saw double the amount on Twitter, and pretty much the same on Facebook. So,
you already put the polls round 2?
Well, the voting has ended for round 2.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
What? Because I didn't see nothing on my timeline.
It sends a notification if you vote. Yeah.
Ended today. So.
Ended today. Well, I'm going to be putting my votes in, so you'll be adding at least one extra one here and there.
Yes, sir. So let's get started, man. We're gonna run this down. So this is basically the Sweet 16 is where we're at now. This is round 2 going into round 3. We're gonna start with the top left. If you look at the bracket, and that's the Instinctives Travels region. We had Jay-Z pretty much sweep Odyssey, pretty fairly easy.
RIP.
Yep, RIP to Odyssey to graduate to the second round matchup with Ice Cube. And I just want to say, it's clear that Jay-Z is advanced, but Ice Cube gave Jay a run for his money, man. The votes was 48-52. Jay Cube.
That's closer than I expected.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think that's a testament to Ice Cube, because I think, forget about all the kid movies, Are We Here Yet movies, and you even said Ice Cube's first 2-3 albums, arguably, like you said, he was running both coasts,
Right.
And what a lot of people don't realize, especially on the first album, America's Most Wanted, he had Bomb Squad, which is that was Public Enemy's producing group, produce his album. So he already had East Coast backing from the first album going forward. Granted he started going with West Coast after that, but he had a lot of East Coast love, and his albums were monumental. A lot of cult classics on there, but I'm definitely surprised he gave Jay that close. I would have still went with Jay, but I think Cube to this day, to at least in my opinion, don't get enough respect as he should get due to a lot of the movies he's done the past 10-15 years.
Right. And I'm just had to be. I think it's almost more powerful with Ice Cube losing to Jay-Z so close than Ice Cube advancing in another round in another matchup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think also too
speaks volumes.
Also shows the listener, people on Twitter, Facebook, where they're at.
Yeah.
Because we got different age groups, generational stuff, and everything else. So it shows you that people have paid attention to Cube. So
right.
And he's still relevant enough to almost beat Jay in that round too.
No doubt, man.
Yeah, if you looked at the percentages, because it'll give you the percentage on both Twitter and Facebook, and yeah, they were close on both. It wasn't like Twitter was more Jay heavy and Facebook was more Ice Cube. Yeah, it was literally close on both, and I agree. Ice Cube, give it, because if you would have asked me, I would say I think just for this, just my opinion. But after seeing Ice Cube get so close, it's Jay might not have such an easy ride in. Thing is, I don't know who he's now matched up with after that. I know you're going to get to that next, but
yeah.
Jay may not have it so easy getting to the Final Four just for one last of it.
Right. Exactly. To be continued on that note.
Polls are open on Facebook. I can still vote.
Okay, well, polls are still open on Facebook. We got about...
Man, this is a tough one.
Probably an amount of minutes.
Hey, man, Kendrick and Redman? Redman.
Yeah, that one sucks to do, too.
I personally, man, this is a great matchup, man. This is like classic 80s, early 90s versus like mid 90s, early 2000s. I had to go. I went with Ghostface. You know what I mean? I got Ghostface in my Final Four. Spoiler alert. So I had to go big Ghostface for this particular matchup for me.
Well, I love Ghost, but I would go with G-Rap on here, and I'm looking at it more so. And granted, Ghostface, we're talking about consistency. Easily the most consistent Wu member. But I'm looking at somebody being consistent from like the 80s to like damn near the present time. When I look at even like Kane and Rakim, I don't see them being as consistent as G-Rap. And I think a lot of people don't understand the influence G-Rap has done. Like there's no pun, there's no Nas, there's no AZ. We're talking about multi-syllable wordplay. Like, granted, Rakim had the more complex structure, but we're talking about like the syllable stuff, even how Bone is influenced somewhat, Migos is influenced with the Triple Time stuff. That all started with G.
I would say G. I would say in the last like maybe 6 years, G.
Well, yeah.
You started seeing him dip.
You started seeing dip.
Maybe more than 6 years, but Ghostface. I'm
scaling from the 80s though.
Yeah. He's G-Rap started before.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm saying like, so pretty much from when he started to let's say about 05, 06. To me, there's really no. Now since 06, you could say there's been like a little bit of a dip since then. Yeah. Ghost right now, I don't really see a dip. But I'm also seeing Ghost started in the mid 90s though too.
Yeah, I had to go Ghost because I looked at his catalog and there's literally nothing bad.
You know what? I seen him.
That's what I'm talking about.
We put that way.
I want Ghost too, man.
Well, yes, I think. Well,
listen, I spoiled my whole bracket. I got Ghostface beating Jay-Z. Fuck it.
Damn it. I'm not gonna lie. You know what? The original bracket.
I think that one will probably be closer than because I think that's the way it lines up, right? It's gonna be now Jay versus Ghost in the next round, right?
Yep. Well, you would have had Ghostface. I had Ghostface. I had. Whoa, damn. Okay. I now remember my list. Yeah, I had G-Rap in my list, but no. After hearing when you said catalog, that
nothing bad, yo. Yeah, like nothing bad.
Nothing
and
bad.
We don't even count the Wu-Tang stuff,
Yeah, no, I'm just talking solo now.
Yeah, just solo stuff.
You're right.
Go ahead, Ray. You had Ghost.
Yeah. No, I went with Ghost. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm more familiar, with Ghost than I am with Kool G-Rap. But yeah, just go over the catalog. Even these recent side projects he's put out, like even with 12 Reasons to Die and stuff, which aren't in the same vein as a Fish Scale or Supreme Clientele, or like one of his sisters, still pretty dope to listen to. Just storytelling and whatnot. Rappers over there, they always talk about for beat guys or Rick Ross or whatever. Ghost is definitely one of those guys. He has a fantastic ear for production, and his ability to flow. He always sounds great over them. He's somebody that even like I said, even on those side projects, he still sounds hungry. He still sounds motivated to make rap music. Yeah. And I'm telling you, when he finally gets ready to drop Supreme Clientele 2, there's going to be attention for that. Like, people are going to gather around that the way they did when Ray dropped, Cuban Links 2.
Right.
He still holds he still will hold the attention like that. I like him as an MC. He's very animated as a lyricist, and just the way he goes about making his records, it was just kind of for me personally, and there's no disrespect to Kool G-Rap because he's a legend, but for me, it was a no-brainer. I knew I was going Ghost.
Yeah, word. On that note, we'll slide down in the third matchup of the Instinctive Travels region. We got Mos Def going against Guru. I think Mos Def has got that by about 10% as we speak. I think I chose my bracket. I chose Guru just off of catalog. You know what I mean? But I'm not mad at either choice. I feel like Mos Def is like a lot of people's Superman. You know what I mean? He's like
an enigma.
Yeah, he's like their hip hop Superman. You know what I mean?
And I didn't officially vote, but I'm gonna make my official votes here, which not gonna really change anything now. And it's tough because my thing with Mos was like, you look at Black Star, and you look at Black on both sides. But the projects after that always been hit or miss to me, and I think because he just wanted to try to bend the rules and see how creative he can go, which a lot of times didn't go in his favor to me as an MC. You know, as an artist, but not as an MC.
Right.
As far as influence, and then when we look at Guru, you know, Gang Starr, this is their legacy, in general, and to me, probably the best voice ever in hip hop. Him and me, like Chuck D and Ice Cube, as far as voices go. You know,
definitely. It's interesting. Like with Mos Def, I feel like, all right, like in this matchup, I could not select Guru.
Yeah.
But if I'm thinking about who's gonna win this thing, Mos Def's got a better chance than Guru.
Yeah, and I think part of his younger audience, and then two, I think, you know, especially when the backpack movement was so strong in the mid '90s, and he was like the face almost of that.
Raucous.
He was the face of Raucous. Yeah. He was face of that movement. And at that time, Gang Starr was starting to like slow down a little bit. Yeah, you know.
Yep.
So Mos also has like a little bit more of the public eye too. I think that may influence. I don't know who you said's currently winning that, but if you, and I know we can kind of like, you know, slice this anyway with any of the, you know, artists that we pair against each other, but if we're doing it just purely just the music, I feel like Guru really reached his potential for his skill set. You know, he's not like, you know, the craziest lyricist or whatever, but what he was able to do with Premier and all those Gang Starr projects, like they got to live out their full legacy potential. Unfortunately, he died, you know, obviously way too young, but I just think, yeah, like if you're just talking, you know, Guru on those Gang Starr albums versus how Mos Def's catalog's been very up and down. Yeah. I think, you know, Guru takes, even though I think, I don't know who's winning. I feel like Mos is probably winning this one. I think Guru should probably take it, again, if you're just going based off of music, because his marriage with, over just Primo's production and how they made their records was, they had great chemistry. They just had flat out just excellent chemistry.
Right. So the Guru Mos Def matchup is on Twitter is, I mean, it's not even a contest. 79% Mos Def. So unless Guru can get,
that doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
So I mean, Guru's not gonna. The Facebook votes and the write-in votes are probably not gonna even make it even. And you got Ghostface from the previous matchup, 89% over G-Rap. So, and like we said, and Jay-Z 57% over Cube's 43%, which is really close.
Yeah.
You know, and also I think we were privileged to kind of like be like bright-eyed and young when Mos Def was like coming out and, you know, getting to his prime, and he was like a superstar, like, you know, with movies and you know, underground rap scene, and, you know, like I went back in his catalog. He was doing remixes with like Jill Scott and you know, Tekashi 6ix9ine. It's like, nah.
Whoa.
Had to make sure y'all still awake. Had to make sure y'all still awake. No, but I'm like,
Black
man.
Star, not Rainbow Star.
But yeah, Mos was moving around a lot from like 98 to 04. You know what I mean? Sorry, man. We'll roll to the next.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I just feel he's also just more of a household name. You know, like you know, he's not like a A-lister like on the Jay-Z list, but I do think he's just a little bit of more of a household name too. Just like I said, he's also done movies. Like you know, people are familiar with him. You know, whether it's Mos Def or what he goes by what, Yasin Bey now?
Yeah, Yasin Bey.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna say this.
That Ecstatic album was dope.
You know, I love this.
I had to grow on me. But I'm gonna say this: Mos Def. A lot of people don't want to see him in his bracket, yo, because people love Mos Def, man. Like he's a sleeper that could really come out of this thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. And I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, you might have to rock out with that for those three.
Yeah. So we got the last matchup in the Instinctive Travels region, and we got Big L versus KRS. It's really close, but I think KRS is closing this one out by about 4 or 5%. I feel like KRS-One has been basically up against